Welcome back to the channel. Well, the heat wave is over, but it's still like 80 something degrees with high humidity here in Michigan. Today is the 20th of June, which is Nicholas's birthday, my Nicholas. So happy birthday to him, son, or to him, my son. But anyways, I was scrolling through Marketplace because, well, that's what I do in my spare time sometimes, looking for more tractors or, I'm always shopping, not always buying, but I'm always shopping, I should say, for good deals, this and that. Well, if you look back in a few videos or heard me talk about it, I have a 5-foot King Cutter brush hog that I've had for years. Well, it's got a few issues and it's got a U-joint going bad, and it's a 5-footer, and like this M670, it just doesn't fit. It's quite a bit narrow, even on like a Jetstar 3 or the other ones, or 602, it's quite a bit narrow. My neighbor posted one just down the road. He's a mile down the road. Another King Cutter, but this is a 6-footer. Decent shape. Yeah, it's a little bit older, but it's not rusted out. Mine has a few more issues. Very similar gearbox, not exactly the same. A little bit heavier drive shaft on it, on the PTO shaft. I tried it. I was going to try it down there. I turned it by hand. Everything turns like it's supposed to. I was just looking at this. That U-joint looks all right. We're going to grease this up. We're going to get it apart. I was going to get it apart, didn't do that. So, but you know how these get? They sit a little bit. The PTO shaft where it slides doesn't like to slide. It's moving. It should slide out now, I would think. There you go. All right, let's unhook that, take it right out, or most of the way out, and put a whole bunch of lube on there. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna lube up that shaft there, grease the U-joints real quick, get her hooked up. I'm gonna check the oil in the gearbox here. Maybe while Jake's doing his thing there. We'll put you up there. While he's doing that, I'll work on this gearbox.
Bearing grease on there.
What's that?
Just put the bearing grease on this shit.
Well, I can't. I was just gonna spray Freon on there.
Okay.
But yeah, that's all I do. I just do that. Check this out. Yeah, it was a neighbor actually I knew, so that made it easier. So this is the fill in the vent here. Wow, this stuff has an odor. And this would be the check level. What do you got? Oh, that Zert's broke?
Yeah.
Okay. I might have some extra ones in there. See if you can find it. Hey, all right. Well, that's kind of milky looking. Does smell like gear lube, but it's milky. All right. Is there a drain on the front of this? Over here? No. Okay. Well, I think we'll take that oil out for sure. And we'll put gear lube in there.
You guess so?
Huh?
You guess so?
That's what's in that pump one.
Oh.
So we'll grease up this U-joint, and there should be that's what this inspection hole's for. Maybe there's no grease on that. I thought maybe there was. Where that spins around and, ooh, almost had my finger caught in there. That'd have been cute. So, okay. All right, well, I'm gonna get all that oil out and I'll bring it back. Okay, oil is replaced. U-joints are greased. Greased this pivot point here and down there on the axle, which, doesn't take much grease. It didn't take much, and it was squirting out grease. So this was well maintained. So I am going to cut that grass back where we want to plant the oats. So what I'm thinking is, no, I don't want to spoil the surprise. I'm one of the tractors that's showing up here soon, so I'll just leave that away, or we'll just leave that where that is. Sorry. All right, I'll bring it back when we're back to the field. It seems to be handling it just fine. At first I was cutting in the first high, and I was cutting the second high most of the time. Cut. Deer poopy. Oh, a little bit of clover coming up. Oh, is that Timothy they call that? Is that brown grass? I don't know. But anyway, there's some wheat. I don't know where that came from. I must have planted it. Yeah. We're gonna mow this down. It's a little thin right here, but again, this is pretty dry soil back here. A lot of this stuff, after we brush hog it, it'll regrow again this year, and whatever the deer and turkeys don't eat. So again, you know, this is just for the deer, and well, any of the wildlife. I don't, you know, we don't care who eats it. So the kid looks good on that tractor. Some big old red clover there growing. Looking for a 4-leaf clover. This is kind of a little bit harder patch to find stuff, but awesome. So yeah, I think this is probably a good idea for this, just to help the smaller stuff regrow. Rotary cutter, I should say, is working good. I don't want to get too close in case something comes out the rear end. But let's go look at this corn again. Kind of warm out. We're gonna finish this off and probably call it quits for the night, as in brush hogging. So goldenrod growing. Always have a good healthy crop of that. Yeah. Well, you can see where the deer have been mowing her off. At least I assume it's deer. It's not the best stand. If this was for money, you know, this crop here, I probably would be disappointed. But this is quite sandy, and this didn't get very good fertilizer. That did over there. But the grass is growing. Yeah. They went right down the road and chewed them babies off. That's all right. That's what it's here for. Wow, every one in this row so far mowed off. Must be the tips of the corn, but good eating, I guess. But yeah, good. I'm happy with it. I got hardly any money. I got, you know, $3 worth of fuel into it is all basically. Well, probably a little more than that. I may have burnt 5 gallons total in all the tractors. Who knows? It's such a small area. But oh, clouding up on us. That's good. We've had plenty of rained again today. Jeez, I'm with that mowed right off too. We are no longer dry again. I wouldn't call that. You know, this is my sand. You know, I'm nothing but sand back here, and that's pretty dark looking dirt. So we're okay at the moment. But the problem with sand, it dries out so fast and it gets so hot. You know, it'll cook these plants right in here. But yeah, this small patch here, it's probably, I don't know if it's 1/3 of an acre ish. But we're gonna plow this up, and I'm planting oats in here for the deer as well. Nope, they probably won't mature. Nope, they probably won't yield much, but that's okay. I just need to attract the deer. So mostly for the kids. All 3 of my kids like to hunt. 2 of them love to hunt. I think 1 just likes spending time with Dad. You can probably guess who that is. So all right, let's go back over here. Whew, bugs are bad. No, them flies or black flies or what them are. But I don't like them. Yeah, that brush hog is a lot quieter than my other one. I think I'll rehome that other one. I don't need 2 of them. If you're new to the channel, this is my 1969 M670 Super Gas. It's one of my more favorite handy tractors. I don't know if you can see it from here or not, but it's got the rare option. The dual PTO has 540 and 1000 shafts on it, just like the 900 and G1000s did. It's kind of a rare option on an M670. You can put them in it. I've never done it, but it's pretty, to me, it's self-explanatory. You just need that unit that's on here. Actually, there's somebody in Wisconsin's got one for sale off M670, so that would fit on another M670. I think, don't quote me, it would fit on a 900 also, but yeah, it's kind of handy for me. I don't really need it because I don't have anything that's 1000 PTO. When I say 1000 PTO, 540 PTO, for those who don't know, oh shoot, I can't remember the one that's a self-proclaimed city slicker that watched. I'm sorry, forgot your name already, but we've talked. Anyways, you'll pipe up. You know who you're talking about. That is 540 revolutions per minute. That's the speed at which that PTO shaft. So the bottom one is 540 on here. The top one is 1000 RPMs. It turns faster, and this is what we call on here the small 1000 RPMs. The newer tractors have its bigger diameter shaft sticking out of the tractor for 1000 RPM. A lot of times your round balers or your grain carts, any of that bigger PTO equipment that takes the larger horsepower is going to be the 1000 RPM. But just so you know. So I don't know who makes King Cutter, or if the King Cutter has their own company. But I don't know. It's doing a heck of a job. I didn't even really look too close at the blades, and I'd say they're doing pretty good. You know, grass is one of the harder things to cut, I would say. You know, it takes more of a sharp blade to do that. So yeah, we'll probably, before we're done, maybe not today, we go cut some trails. My wife, in the wintertime especially, she likes to walk the property with the dogs just for exercise. Once in a while she'll cross-country ski or something, you know, whatever like that. But it's just nice to you know, enjoy our property. It's a real nice piece of property. And you know, a little backstory, back when we were my first house was only 1.5 miles away from here. It was a 2-bedroom, 1-bath house. 2 acres on a corner lot bordered by 1,600 acres of state land, which was cool. You know, I own 1,600 acres right there. Problem is, sort of do, or anybody else that wanted to go on there. Not that we have any trouble with anybody, but it's just no room to expand, and wasn't really a spot to put a pole barn. All kinds of reasons. But anyways, we looked at a whole bunch of properties because at that time I was a builder, and you know, I built houses and everything else, but or anything else. Here, I'll tell Jake what I want to do next. Hey, buddy, you want to mow that little bit right there? You want to mow that little piece right there?
Yeah, eventually I want to get farther back in there a little bit.
Well, we'll mow that before that gets too thick. You know, too heavy and too thick. Please. So, yeah, I'm happy with that purchase. But anyways, we looked at a whole bunch of different properties, and this is the first one that my wife liked also. You know, I don't want to say I was too fussy. We were looking for acreage, woods, you know, for hunting and recreation and this and that. But anyways, yeah, I kind of wish the ground around here is a little more heavy, but you know, it's quite light, and that's fine, other than, you know, for growing crops and stuff. You know, a little heavier soil would be nice, but that's only a fairly minor downfall to here. But then you don't have water problems either. So, you know, brush hogs, rotary cutters, whatever you want to call them, that's one of the most abused machines, you know, that you can hook onto a tractor. They just, you know, definitely get abused. But for sure. But anyways, yeah, this has got some wet area, but it's got some a little bit open, but lots of woods. That's why we like it. We have pretty good neighbors around here. We all, as far as I know, get along. You know, I got one neighbor over here that you know, like, he borrowed my trailer. I needed some stones for a project. You know, we just traded stuff like that. And neighbor back here lets us turkey hunt back there. Doesn't allow us let us deer hunt because they do that. So hey, whatever. Neighbor over here is pretty decent. He's got a big chunk over there too. And then there's a small 10-acre piece that I should have bought when I come up for sale, but it was either that or at the time I needed a new pickup, so we went that route. But anyways, I'm gonna walk up back to the house. Whew. Yeah, most of my woods here, when we got it, a lot of poplar, which if you live out west, the other side of Mississippi, or even by the Rockies, they call it aspen out there, but we call it poplar, P-O-P-L-A-R. Sometimes people call it popple. But anyways, a lot of them are dying off. We're cutting them up for firewood, and the maples are growing. We have quite a few maple trees around here. Quite a few. This is a cherry tree here. A lot of the ash died, but there's some coming back. This is all autumn olive here, but quite a few fruit trees on here. There's a maple right there. That one right there is a maple. That's, well, right here. Just take my word for it. Some big cherries, but a lot of birch on the property. Here's some willows of some kind. I'm not sure which. It's not a weeping willow. If that's a black willow or something, you know, that's a willow tree there. I'm not a, what's the word? Botanist? Would that be the correct word to say there? But anyways, a lot of pines, red pines, few white pines, few blue spruce on this property. But yeah, it's home. This is probably where this will be my last home, other than hopefully I lived correctly or good enough, I guess. Anyways, hopefully that's a long ways off. Whew. Let's do a little walk here. Another maple growing right here. I like maple's a lot prettier. Seems like I don't know if a woodcock is. It's a bird. Seems like they like to, and grouse, they like to live around popples, or you know, for poplars, whatever, for whatever reason. So there's a few of them around here, not a lot. It's really not a. Ooh, sounds like he's found something. I don't know if you could hear that in the background. Honk. So he ended up getting, I don't know if I told you, he got 70 bales, small squares off of here. You know, this is maybe 1.5 acres, no more than 2 acres of hay here. So, you know, for me, that's cool. You know, Nate and I, you know, I let him, mostly I wanted it for the YouTube stuff. You know, I wanted to play with my plow, my disc, my fuel cultivator, you know. Then he come over and he planted it with his seed. He fertilized it this spring, and you know, then I got to play with my tractors again. And they baled the hay off one day. Actually, it was Father's Day. We did a video of me raking hay out here, me and Jacob. Then you saw my dad raking. That was a field that's just the other side of them pines. He was raking over there. So then he took that hay off, you know, and I want it for, you know, attracting deer, but also, you know, for the content for the channel. So it's a win-win situation. He gets to keep the hay. That's fine. That's makes it worth his while, you know, to do that. So I'll just do a little more nature walk here. Another, you know, popple there. That's a cherry tree. I don't know if they call that a smoke cherry, but it's definitely a cherry tree. That's pretty good size. There's a few elm around here yet. Autumn olive, but that's a nice looking maple here that wasn't there a few years back. So, and these are all red pines for the most part here. I own two. These were planted by somebody. They're in rows. I own 2 rows of those. So then a relative of mine owns the rest of them. So, and he's the one that I needed some stones, and he borrowed my trailer for a project he was doing. So, but yeah, fun little nature walk. Another maple growing right there. That's, like I say, there was hardly any maples, and I really don't want to go deep into the woods there, but I own this too, and there's a it gets kind of wet in here. Actually, the ducks, they like to land in there when it's wet, but that was full of ash and dead popple, and a lot of maples growing up in there too. I really kind of wish I could dig a duck pond in there. I think that'd be cool, but then that would, you know, probably attract more bugs. So, and whatever. So, all right. Well, I don't know how you know, enjoyable that was for you. I did get to talk, and I, you know, got to play with a, I don't want to call it a new toy. That's a tool, you know, for sure. Got to play with that, and then I got some exercise too. So I appreciate coming along. Oh, I wanted to show you this hay rake. After I got done raking hay, we was up on the deck eating supper, and I looked out. I could see something on top of my tire here. I was like, what the heck's going on? Jake walked out, and oh boy. So this is still holding air, barely. So yeah, I'm surprised in that 95 degree weather that didn't go boom. But yeah, that's gonna need to be changed before we go too far with it. So yeah, that rig there worked well. It's made to the end of this video. I appreciate it. So I hope everybody's gonna have a, you know, a safe summer. Today's the 20th, like I said earlier. It's Nicholas' birthday, and it's tomorrow, the first day of summer. So it's the longest day of the year. Yeah, time sure does fly. So I appreciate y'all watching. We'll see you in the next one.